So today's date is 4 June 2022. My name is Dennis Gill with the Americans in Wartime Experience. We are in Reading, Pennsylvania at the World War II weekend. I've got the honor to interview Bernard Quinn. Thank you, sir, for sitting down and talking to us, sharing your story. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Where were you born? Where did you grow up?
I was born in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Is that where you grew up?
Grew up in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And then the family moved to Wayne, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And I became a Philadelphia firefighter. And I put 24 years as a firefighter.
Gotcha. You were in the Marine Corps, correct?
Yes.
Did you have any other family members that were veterans?
Yes, I had a brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law.
Yeah, he was in the Army.
Okay.
World War II.
Gotcha.
No, he was Korea.
Korea.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you decide to join the Marine Corps?
I don't really know. I guess I was 18, gung-ho.
Right.
And that seemed to be the best spot.
Right. Do you recall Pearl Harbor? Do you
Yes.
recall that morning?
Yes.
What were your thoughts when you heard about it?
It was unbelievable, really.
Yeah.
And it was worse than I thought.
Yeah. Where did you go to basic training?
Paris Island.
Paris Island.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Well, I was only a kid,
Right.
18. And it was quite an experience.
Yeah.
Really. First time away from home.
Right.
And no modern facilities, as far as the head or bathroom.
Yeah.
And we did all our close order drills in sand. And it was just the fact that I was 18
Yeah.
that I could make it.
Right.
Yeah.
You pretty much do anything when you're 18.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, you would deploy overseas.
Yes.
Well, before I ask you, how long was your training?
I think 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
I believe.
Okay. Did you have any kind of specialty training?
Not at Paris Island, no.
Anywhere else?
Yeah, at New River, North Carolina.
Okay.
I went to radar school.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that something you wanted to do, or did the Marine Corps tell you that's what you're going to do?
Well, you fill out an aptitude test.
Okay.
And I from that they decide what they think you're capable of.
Okay. Based on your score on the aptitude test?
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I became a radar operator.
Okay. How long is that school? Was it hard, long hard school, or?
No, it wasn't that long, but
Okay.
you're going way back now.
Yeah. And then at some point you deploy overseas, correct?
Pardon me?
Where did you go when you went overseas?
New Caledonia.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
From there, I joined the 1st Marine Division.
Okay. All right. And then where did you go from there?
You
You didn't see any combat in New Caledonia, did you?
No,
You didn't. Okay.
no. From there, excuse me. Trying to think. I went to Peleliu.
Okay. What was that like?
Well, it was an island, and of course, the Navy bombarded the daylights out of it. There wasn't much left standing.
Right.
So, and when you went ashore, you were just an open target.
Right.
Everything was gone. Yeah. So the best thing you could do would be to try to hide in the sand.
So they.
Whenever you're going to move, you had to crawl and stay close to the ground.
Okay.
Because the Japanese were up in what trees were left, they were up in there. And because a lot of them would play dead, they weren't.
Right.
So no matter how many you passed by, you shot them again.
Yeah.
Then you made sure.
Just to make sure they were dead.
Yeah. So,
What were your impressions when you first got there? I mean, was it immediate combat when you got there, or?
yeah, it was immediate combat.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and of course they said what was left of the palm trees, they were up in the palm trees.
Okay.
Of course, they had that fanatical something about die for the emperor,
Right.
which made it more difficult.
Yeah.
To say.
Yeah.
So,
Do you remember your first time in combat?
yes,
What was that like?
scary. Yeah,
Yeah.
hugging the ground. And, of course they say you never pass the Jap that you didn't shoot him again,
Yeah.
just to make sure.
Right.
So,
How was the Japanese soldier? Were they good soldiers, or
they were soldiers.
and they were good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're fanatical.
Right.
Die for the emperor.
Yeah.
So you can't really beat somebody like that. Yeah. It's tough.
Right.
So they were up in the palm trees,
Right.
what was left, and they'd pop up out of the ground. Yeah. They were nasty.
What were your duties when you were there? You said you were a radar operator, correct?
Yes.
What did that mean? What did you have to do?
Well, this was after the island was secured.
Okay.
When you go ashore, everybody's a soldier or a Marine.
Yeah.
Whatever skill you had, that's going to come after you secure the island.
Okay.
So I was going to say infantry. Then once we got to secure the island, then I went into radar, became a radar operator. And our duties were what they call a 624 radar. And I operated the scope, and mostly it was used for picking up the enemy planes
Okay.
that were coming in after the invasion.
So you would pick up the enemy planes, and then there'd be a gun. That was,
Right, they had a 90 millimeter guns.
Okay.
So they had a searchlight, and they had the 90 millimeter guns. And they had what they call a scope.
Okay.
And you look at the scope, and the antenna was like a big airplane wing.
Okay.
And that you could take control of that, and also the searchlight, so that when as you search the area and pick up an enemy plane, you'd bring that in on what they call a bip. It was like an ice cream cone upside down. The closer you got, the bigger it got. So you'd reduce it, keep reducing it. And then there was a fellow, Marine, up on top of the antenna, which was like an airplane wing. And he would holler down the yardage that the enemy was coming in.
Okay.
And once you got to a certain point, on target, and that's when they would the lights would go on, and then they would hit the enemy plane coming in. Then they disconnected the radar, and a fellow would take over, and he would follow the plane with the searchlight. And they had another fellow, he had binoculars on some type of a stand,
Okay.
and he would follow the plane and the 90 millimeter guns down shore, they start peppering it at the planes.
Okay. So it was like a AAA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did the Japanese ever shoot at you? The airplanes?
No.
They ever try to take out the searchlight or anything?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Were you very successful at shooting down the airplanes? You guys?
Apparently, yeah, it was, you weren't interested in if you hit or miss. You just do what you're supposed to.
Right.
As I say, once the plane comes in with the sight of the binoculars, then he took over the searchlight.
Yeah.
So we didn't really know what was going on.
I understand.
We were still searching with the radar.
Gotcha. Okay. What you said, was the island secure when you got there?
Pardon me?
Was the island secured when you got there?
No.
It was not.
No.
Okay. Obviously, there's still Japanese.
That's right. Yeah.
How long were you there?
Oh, gee whiz. I really don't recall now, but once we got the island, then there's instead of offense, it would then become defense.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to get it back.
Okay.
So once they got the island secured, why it just became a permanent station, and you had your radar still operating, your searchlights,
Yeah.
and the first guns to fire.
Okay. What were your living conditions like?
Well, once we got squared away, we set up a tent on the beach,
Okay.
and then we worked from there, because the radar and the light were on the beach.
So you lived on the beach the whole time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess you lived in a foxhole, maybe?
No.
Well secured?
We had foxholes dug, but we were exposed mainly
Yeah.
because of the
Okay.
size of the equipment.
Right.
You know,
Can't really hide.
you couldn't hide it.
Yeah.
So
Were you able to communicate to your family at home at all? Were you able to write letters or get letters while you were on Peleliu?
once in a great while,
Yeah.
you might get a letter off.
Yeah.
At least you thought it was going to reach home. You didn't know. And there's a lot of security.
Yeah.
You know, you had a censor who would read your letter before it was sent out. So you had to be careful what you wrote,
Yeah.
which would give the Japanese any hint at all what was going on Peleliu. You know.
Yeah. Were you ever engaged in direct combat with Japanese?
No.
No?
No.
Just the airplanes that.
Right.
But they would shoot at you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Where did you go after Peleliu?
Back to the States.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was your only time in combat was there.
Right.
You didn't go to any of the islands.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that after the Japanese surrendered?
Yeah, after they surrendered, then.
You came back to the United States?
Yeah. In fact, they hadn't surrendered yet, but I was on my way back to the States.
Oh, okay.
So, and from there I got the 30-day leave, and then I went to Virginia for discharge.
What was your homecoming like? What was it like to come home after what you experienced?
Well, the other thing I say is I was only 18.
Yeah.
You know, everything was yay.
Yeah.
You know, because you never figured you were going to get killed. That was one thing. It was always the other guy,
Right.
but not you.
So you were never really scared when you were there. I mean, like thinking all the time that you were going to die.
Well, I really put that aside.
Yeah. You couldn't think about it.
No, I didn't want to think about
Right.
it. I figured it's going to be a deterrent rather than anything else.
Yeah.
Keep that on your mind. So, because you have to remember, the Japanese are really radical, you know.
Right.
They were going to die for the emperor. Yeah. So when you're up against somebody like that, it's tough apples. Yeah.
Did you think that you guys could win? That you could beat the Japanese? Was there any ever doubt
Well,
that they might beat you guys?
I really had no reason to believe that we wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I didn't have anything to say, yeah, we will.
Right.
Because we were still fighting.
Yeah.
You know. And as a private or a private first classer, any the lower rank listed people, you don't know what's going on.
Right.
You know, you only did what you were told. That was it. So, any news you could get was maybe if you ran into somebody that was just coming from the States, you know, into your outfit, it would have a little news for you.
Right.
But that was it.
What was what kind of food did you eat while you were there? Was it sea rations?
Yeah.
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 And I assume you didn't have any downtime. There was no R&R or anything.
Oh, no.
No time for that.
No.
Yeah. So it was constant.
Right.
The combat.
Right.
Yeah.
No. And we never saw a white woman for, I think it was a year and a half or 2 years.
Never saw. They were all Japanese.
No, it was when you took an island.
Yeah.
They took the civilians off of the island. They would keep the men on for labor.
Yeah.
But as far as the female, no, you never saw them. They get rid of them right away.
Okay. How do you think that your time in combat, how do you think that has affected your life?
Well, you know, when you're 18 years old, everything's an adventure. So you don't realize the danger.
Right.
You know. And actually, I never had any time to think about getting killed. I was too involved in killing the other guy. You know.
Right.
So, but the worst part about it is the initial landing. When you go in on the landing craft, the next thing you know, you're up to your neck in the ocean, and most times you just sink down that you can see.
Right.
To get in there. So, and then of course when you get on the island, the first thing you do is dig yourself a trench so that you can hide.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You're hiding. Because we didn't have any trees or anything. It takes a while before you get that far in. And then the Navy, they blast the shit out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Before you got there.
Yeah. And they were still doing it when we landed. It's just a case of going over your head, but you could hear the shells whirling over your head.
Right.
So.
Did you land on the beach on a Higgins boat, or what? How did you get there?
Higgins.
A Higgins boat.
Yeah.
What is that like? What was that experience
Well, you're
like?
a bunch of guys, you know, and you can't see.
Right.
You know, until the ram drops, and then you trying to get out and get cover, because you're just out in the open. You're a target.
Yeah.
So you flop as fast as you can till you get yourself oriented to what's going on.
Right.
So, of course, they're always up in the trees if there's any left.
Yeah.
But they'd still be up there. They're very fanatical.
Yeah.
You know, they're goofy.
Yeah.
So,
Were you getting when the ramp fell? Were you getting shot at all?
oh yeah,
Immediately.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the tough part.
Trying to get off the boat onto the beach.
Yeah. The Navy did a good job.
Right.
But by the same token, when you're landing, they can't be firing and dropping their shells too close to us.
Yeah.
There will be a casualty.
Yeah.
So they do a good job.
Yeah. What kind of weapon did you carry?
Pardon me?
What kind of weapon did you carry?
Did I have?
Yeah.
Grand M1.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what you hit. That's what you hit the beach with.
What?
When you're on the Higgins boat, that's what you hit the beach with.
Yeah.
The M1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have a chance to fire it? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a good weapon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a great rifle.
What are you bringing with you when you're on the Higgins boat? What are you bringing with you other than your gun?
You just have your pack.
You have your pack.
With stuff in it. Now, what was in the pack, I couldn't tell you now. The only thing I can say is, instead of wearing a pack in the back like you see it, we switch it.
Right.
So that if the bullet's coming, it's going to hit that pack.
Okay. So a little bit of protection?
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Everybody did that? Was that something that they told you to do?
I looked out for one guy.
Would that be you?
Yeah. By chance.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the first thing you had to do is get yourself buried by the sand. Then once you figure where, try to figure where am I, and, it's, well, you were 18.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Yeah. The other thing is, you're playing the game is for keeps.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And you always check the guy you're going to pass. There might be a guy there to see if he's okay or.
Did any of your buddies get killed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you there when Chesty Puller was there?
Who?
When Chesty Puller was there?
Who?
Chesty Puller.
Oh.
Were you ever there when he was there?
I don't really know what outfit he was tied in with.
Okay.
I was First Division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Excuse me. I was a defense battalion.
Okay.
Which, of course, we were. The title is one thing, but defense. Once you get the island, then you become a defense battalion.
Right.
Because you're going to be defending what you have.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're a 12th Defense Battalion from then on in.
Yeah. So when you left Peleliu, you got out of the Marine Corps at that point?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
When I got back to the States, I got a 30-day leave.
Okay.
And when I come back to base, I was discharged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you wounded at all when you were there?
Well, sort of. I mean, I wasn't hit like some of the guys. I got hit with shrapnel, but not. It wasn't as penetrative, as far as that. You get whacked or something. Jeepers Christ.
Yeah.
You got hit.
Right.
Yeah.
But nothing serious.
No.
Okay.
No. I just thought I was goofy for joining the Marines.
Did you regret it when you got there?
I didn't have any time to think of anything, but stay safe, stay alive.
Right.
Because they were fanatical. They didn't give a damn if they got killed or not. They're just going to do one thing, kill you.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you were going to kill them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is there anything else that you can recall that you want to talk about? Anything I haven't asked you that you want to talk about?
Not that, it was, that's my son.
Yeah, he told me to ask you to talk about people that you became close with.
Yeah, it's well, certain guys, they were like brothers. And, well, you look out for each other.
Yeah.
And the tough part is if a guy gets killed,
Yeah.
he's not with you anymore.
Right.
So, yeah, that was tough. So, but that's war. You know. Of course, the Pacific War was different than the European War. We didn't have anything to hide behind. We dumped you off in the water, and you got yourself ashore,
Yeah.
and you laid there and digging a hole. Whereas over in Europe, you know, there are buildings and all things like that.
Right.
It's something to hide behind.
Different.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're exposed.
Yeah.
It's just lucky to get ashore and make it. Really, it's a shame. Because when you see a guy laying there, you turn him over to make sure, you know, is he dead or is he just down there? And he's not even going to be able to breathe. So, but as I say, I always bring it up about being the age, 18. You know, gung-ho.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and I understand what you're trying to say, but it seems to me like if you were 18 and you had to deal with that, it would be difficult because you're so young, and now you're in this situation where someone's trying to kill you.
Yeah.
And you got people dying around you.
That's right. But actually, when you land like that, the only thing you're thinking about is your own safety.
Right.
You know, each man is his own protector. But the Corps is a great outfit, and they do everything to make it that you're going to be safe if possible.
Yeah.
So they drill it in the, you know, Semper Fi.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great outfit.
Yeah. Did you feel like the training that you got prepared you for your combat? You
Yes.
were well prepared?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old saying, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Corps is a great outfit.
Of the people that you became close with, do you ever keep in contact with them as time went on?
One fellow in particular, and I met him in New Caledonia before we went into combat. And I looked in the tent. I said, "You got any vacancies in here?" The guy hollered, "Yeah, over there's a bunk." From then on, we became the best of friends, real close buddies.
Yeah.
You know, to the point of naming our children after each other.
Really?
Yeah, after the war. Yeah. James T. O'Gorman. Jewish. Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy O'Gorman. He was regular. Yeah, regular Marine. And we would finish our time with each other. We were in a 90 millimeter outfit. So, oh well.
And you kept in touch with him until
He passed away. Yeah. Yep.
Where was he from?
New York.
He was from New York.
Yeah.
We pretty much cover it.
Yeah. Any casualties in his platoon?
Yep.
Talk about casualties in your platoon.
No.
Did you take any?
Yes.
A lot.
I couldn't give you a number.
Yeah.
You know. A lot of times the guy next to you don't even know him. He's from another outfit, but when you're laying on the beach, you know, it's just one thing to kill that guy before he kills me.
Yeah.
Because they'd be up in what trees were left. The palm fronds, you know, they'd be hiding in there.
Right.
So you pepper them. You never walk past one of those. You blast the shit out of it.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Did Marine Corps training follow you through your life?
Oh well.
To the end?
Did your Marine Corps training, did it something that followed you throughout your entire life?
Yeah.
Something that benefited you?
Right now.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Semper Fi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy over there would have been a great Marine. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of Marines because I live in an area near Quantico.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of Marines.
Yeah.
And they always say that once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine.
That's it.
No matter how many time you did.
Yep.
And that's the way you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Semper Fi.
It's hard to say that a situation that you were like was a good thing, but it seems like that being a Marine and what you experienced was something that definitely had a positive impact on your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as you can.
You appreciate life.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a combat Marine or a soldier, when you get back and it's all over, you feel how lucky you are.
Right.
Because most times you knew somebody that didn't make it. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
You know. But I would have stayed in, except I had a girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got engaged, but we never got married. Split, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I got married and raised a nice family.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 boys. Larry, Curly, and Mo. Yeah. Yeah. He'd have been a great Marine.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. And then at this affair that we came to, always go to where these Marines are, and it's like old home week.
Yeah.
I see them once a year,
Yeah.
you know, and it's the only time. So, and he enjoys it, really.
Well, on behalf of the Americans of Wartime Experience, I thank you for taking some time out of your day to sit down and tell us your story.
It's my pleasure.
And more importantly, I thank you for your service.
Thank you.